Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. I'm your host, your purveyor of all things dorky within the scope of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. I am Grum, and I didn't inhale before my intro. And you can tell that because I sounded like Jim Carrey a little bit there. Anyways, hey, good to see you. Good to have you. Episode 83. 83? 83. Good Lord. Episode 83. Myself, JimJam, and Robi. We're doing the goods. Like I told you, we're doing Hulk Hogan taking on The Rock at Wrestlemania 18. It's a great match. The reason why we're talking about it is not just because it's a great match, not just because this is the last week before WrestleMania, but because along the way, Hulk Hogan and the NWO ran through an ambulance with The Rock in it on Monday Night Raw. So I decided that I would show JimJam and Robi that, and just everything in general. So it was a good time, great time. Also showed the first time The Rock met the NWO. Very, good shit. But fun episode today. A little burp there. Fun episode today. I can't wait. Also, if you've been watching the shorts and following on TikTok, Dork Side of the Ring, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm starting to do that, where I'm now doing short content as well for growth purposes, And I think I figured it out. Part of me is like, all right, cool. I want to do I've expanded the thing. I'm moving the camera there. Hopefully it's still good. But doing a whole bunch of the stuff with like the predictions and some other things I'm working on. I really have a knack for putting too much on my plate, and I think the short form stuff's kind of great because then I could just take the episodes that I did, find a little piece or two, and then cut it into a smaller piece and do that. Also, I could talk about like I did one, like, did you know, or like, would you have guessed, or something like that, things like that, fun stuff, mainly because those I think are fun, and also lets me play kayfabe, shooter kayfabe, who's the heel, those kind of things, and like make them, kind of make use of those. So that's the plan with that. Thank you guys. Continue supporting that. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment below. I want to know, WrestleMania this week, what's your favorite WrestleMania match of all time? Not the best, not the worst, your favorite. Whatever the credentials they are to be your favorite, they're your favorite. I want to hear them. Let me know in the comments below, or let me know on Twitter at DorksideRing, and on Instagram as well, DorksideRing. I don't have anything else really to talk about. WrestleMania is this weekend. It's going to be good. Come by the Discord, discord.grum.tv. We got both Saturday and Sunday. I can't wait. Man, I think this is shaping up to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time. I just think that I think highly of all the performers. I think the stories have been given time to flesh out for the most part. Bianca and Asuka, not so much. Charlotte and Rhea, they're leaning more into that, like, hey, like, you picked me, I'm picking you, revenge thing. And I think Rhea winning is the right call. I think, though, bigger matches, I don't want to say the bigger matches, but the bigger problems, like, it's clear they put some thought into the Omos Brock Lesnar match, and that's just an attraction match. But it's more thought in that than like Bianca and Asuka, because it seems like they don't want Asuka to be the heel per se. They don't want Bianca to be the heel, so it's two babyface, and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not. But either way, it can get dicey. It can get dicey. But that's it. That's all for the intro. Let's get to it. Myself, Mr. Four-time appearing JimJam, and your Robi coming on. We're going to talk about the time that Hulk Hogan ran over the Rock, or more so ran through the Rock with a Mack truck, and their WrestleMania 18 encounter here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.
served more hot chocolate than some people could ever do in their life.
Look, football stadium hot chocolate hits different. I don't know what to tell you. It just does. There's something about it.
Sweden that ain't moved chocolate like me. Like it's plain and simple, dude.
They don't call him the chocolate milkman for nothing.
Exactly. Also, how many times I've been on this podcast? Y'all niggas think I forgot. I didn't. How many times?
Well, we're going to look. Hold on. You jumped that. We're here on the dark side of the ring. We got the guys, the fellas, the boys. We got JimJam, Mr. Four Time, and we got Robi. Good day. Yeah. Which Robi's been on 3 times, 4 times unofficial with the Patreon appearance. Mm-hmm. But we don't. But where it comes, that we count the main feed, and JimJam's leading. JimJam's up there 4 times. 4 time. And JimJam will be damned if somebody beats him to 5. Until I get him, I'll put him and Weezy on. I'm gonna put him and Weezy on the same episode and let them battle it out to see who gets to say their 5th.
Me. The answer's gonna be me. Weezy is not. Weezy knows I love him. Weezy can't take that from me. He's not fast enough. He ain't quick enough.
Look, it'd be a damn shame if I came back to do a short for Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame induction. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take your life. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Be JimJam and Dominic Mysterio taking on Robi and Rey Mysterio.
He's gonna be too disgusted with how Dominic is acted. He's too focused on him.
Terrible acting. I'll just log off.
Welcome in.
Call Rhea Ripley mommy right in front of him, and I'm gonna jump him. I forgot why I hated him.
I'll faint on my laptop.
But it's good to have you guys on. This episode is sure to be a fun one.
These walls can talk is fantastic. Okay, continue. I had to get that agenda out the way.
Bro, we didn't.
I said I was going to talk about it.
You can wait till we got mid-episode.
No, he said.
I forgot who I was talking to. You're right. My fault.
Jim had one mission for this episode: is to strictly talk about how good To Pimp a Butterfly is on a wrestling podcast. It couldn't even make it a fit. Well, to be fair, 12 minutes, but that 12 minutes, the 11:30. The 11:30 of it was him talking about his haircut, and once we forgot to, we didn't keep him distracted long enough before we get to the point of talking about To Pimp a Butterfly.
I forgot he said he was going to do it, so that's on me.
You know how I remember it? Because I
scrolled up.
I said that high, and I was like, I'm gonna do it high.
That's fair. Good point.
Yeah. But we've got the boys on JimJam. We're going to start with you. As you know, alphabetically speaking, J becomes before R or Y, however way. But JimJam, you're first. We've got a 4-time guest. Everybody knows about JimJam. Everybody looks forward to JimJam. But for the new people we've had, tell them a little bit about JimJam, what you do, where they can find you on the internet, all that stuff.
Oh, I mean, right now, sometimes I just remember when I was conflicted.
I'm gonna jump through this fucking laptop. You don't complain.
That's about my role, is to just keep fucking with people in the Discord. My name is JimJam, Jay Sean. I love wrestling. I got back into wrestling. Bro, focus up.
Me focus up.
I'm rounding off my social.
Well, I never even put the train on the tracks, brother. I have not. There was no point in doing the train on the tracks. We're already off. We're gonna be off the rails as soon as possible. I kept that shit on the ground.
But yeah, if you want to find me, I prefer you find me on Twitter. I love using my words way more than I prefer using my face. At CozyDude97, you'll know you found the right place when you see a picture of Michael Irving looking into a mirror. What I can assume was a frosty, was like a cold game. I don't know what that look is on his face, but it's
Yeah, it was it was very cold.
It was cold. It was cold.
When we played, we was cold.
When we played in that cold weather,
we was cold.
We was cold.
Stop thinking about that picture. The picture is so fucking funny to me because it's like, why is he making that?
Bruh. But yeah, Cozy Dude 97 also sometimes does the podcast on hiatus. The Grapple Guys with the boys Broads and Aaron on hiatus, but you never know, might be coming back for a little Wrestlemania thing, perhaps.
I mean, there's actually a strong chance because I brought it up yesterday.
We're back, baby.
We're
back
because I was scrolling through like my photos and I saw a video. I wish we put that much thought into it. I saw a video. It was just an editing of a screen recording of one of the episodes. They're reviewing Crown Jewel. Like all three of us are, and I was silent for a good 10 minutes, and then I just I come out of nowhere because El Bronze is Brock and Bobby Lashley. That's also a match coming up, and I just cut them off and just I hope y'all got y'all lotion ready for that match. That match is gonna be crazy. And then they're like, "Whoa, what?"
Did not. That was during that episode. I'm sitting there going, man. I haven't heard Jim Jam's voice in a couple minutes. Did he fall asleep? Did he sometimes, and then nope, he said on the point. But as soon as I said that, right on cue, he said, "I hope you brought your lotion for." I was like, Jim Jam, what's going on? You're not wrong. The match of big meaty men, slapping meat. Exactly. You don't want them chafing each other. If you're gonna be slapping meat. Make sure you're meat
slapper.
Yeah. On the other side of the digital table, my man.
Sandra, don't ask me how.
My man, Robi. Welcome back, pal. Good to see you. Good to have you. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you can be found, and all the good stuff.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Same name everywhere. You're Robi. Y 4 E's 4 R's OBI. Everywhere that you're going to need to find me, you can find me under that name. I don't know why you'd want to find me on Snapchat, mind your business. But Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, for some reason you feel like being bored. I don't think I have any videos up. But you can find me there. Yeah, I like wrestling. I like Rey Mysterio. My GOAT. Going into the Hall of Fame.
The first announced of the class is normally the headliner, and Batista, I believe, is not doing it. So Rey Mysterio will be headlining the class, the second ever to be active when being inducted. The other one being Ric Flair. So in all accounts, Rey Mysterio is the first.
Well, I mean, does Rick even count? Rick's still active now, technically.
Well, no, I mean, he was active, right? He was inducted, and then the next night lost and had to retire. That lasted all of about, I think, 9 months, I think it was.
What a great storyline.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Coked out human being. Damn, what a story.
What a storyline. Robi also super fan of the Mavericks. Let's get that tank going.
Rick of Coke and one crooked eye. The Ric Flair Shawn Michaels story.
What if I told you that what if I told you it all started with a brick of Coke and it ended up with a crooked eye?
What if I told you a little to the left?
Story that started over mentorship. Don't meet your idols. It ended seeing a bit too much of the room at once.
35 vision, man.
Look, as somebody who does have the occasional lazy eye, I feel.
Sorry.
No. I understand. Shawn Mike. It's hard to be as great as you are when you have peripheral vision is at 90 degrees and you're still looking forward at people. It's incredible. All right, my spatial awareness is very good. It's great.
Listen,
Like,
must have
can't
a fucking
change the
Bianchi on
lazy
me. That
eye.
motherfucker can see halfway around the room.
Exactly. It's hard to get the jump on me. All right, because I'm always looking around the corner. So
It's just funny to imagine the concept of occasionally getting a lazy eye.
if it's,
Like just
I'll just be reading.
randomly.
I had it the other day. I was streaming, and I realized that I went lazy. I'm like, come on back, bro. come on, like,
Reel it in. Yeah.
yeah, come on. But yeah, no, that Shawn Michaels is. That's what happens when you get hit in the head so goddamn much. Like that shit just every hit made it go further to the side. And then
That's his second revolution too. It's already made a full circle once.
it's like in Mario 64 when you're running the eye, when you're running around the eye.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a thought that I just had.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
There we
This is about the video games. The
Yeah.
WWE video games.
Talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stop lying about what Shawn Michaels has on top of that head. That head. He don't got that hair like that.
Look.
Hasn't looked like that in a while.
No.
That's crazy.
They got him looking like
he got the wild, like, yeah, I was a little bit of a, like, in 2K23 he got the same shit he's had for like the past 3 games that they've implemented a story mode into.
Yeah, they've given him a full head of hair.
As management. Oh,
yeah.
But like, it's one that like that's what he would have if he didn't be actually lived a little bit of a healthier life. But no, the reality is he got the crater.
When he came out of retirement for that Saudi Arabia show, he looked bad. Like, he looked bad. And I was like, man, Shawn, you should have stayed retired. And he's like, I should have stayed retired. That's
what year was this again?
2019?
Grown.
2018?
I'm telling you.
That recent?
Yeah, that recent. Yeah, I think it was 2019.
The Brothers of Destruction versus
No,
DX.
it was 2018 because it started at they had a show in Australia where it was Undertaker versus Triple H, and Shawn Michaels got involved, and then it set up their match at Saudi Arabia, which was the Brothers of Destruction versus DX, which nobody wanted. Like, nobody except the crown family of Saudi Arabia wanted that. And it's just like
was the one match that I had missed.
Don't go
like,
back.
I was doing something and then I came back and then all I'm hearing is like the theme song. I don't even remember who won. I just remember hearing like the winning side's theme song.
Triple H tore his pec in the match. And like brutally, like
he's washed.
Yeah,
old man slapping me.
Yeah, it was not good. Not
he
good.
was like, yeah, I gotta get Vince out of here. I ain't doing this shit no more.
But Robi, you were talking about a little bit about your fandom. Rey Mysterio is your GOAT. Tell me a little bit about your wrestling fandom.
Man, what would you call that period? Was that like post Attitude Era? Like
the Ruthless Aggression Era?
There we go, Ruthless Aggression. So like 99-ish to early 2010s. I'd say about like 2011 at the latest, maybe 2012.
So the tail end of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah. Through the primes of like Cena, Orton, Edge. Those guys. After Edge has already left the Brood, and you get Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian. You got Ray and Batista, Mark Henry, King Book on SmackDown. Booker T, then King Booker, eventually, and Charmaine. That's like my best run, like through the prime of the Great Khali on SmackDown. A little bit of ECW sprinkled in the middle there. Yeah, that was when I was watching, and it was mostly from the time I was like 6 years old till I was about 14.
Okay.
6 to like 15, I want to say.
So a good 10 years
right
stretch.
in those years. Yeah, I wound up getting into it eventually because my great granny enjoyed it so much. She passed when I was like younger, but I remember sitting up under her watching wrestling and hearing stories from other family members about how she used to watch and how she used to go to the Sportatorium in Dallas and catch all these matches live. So yeah, that's kind of where got my beginning from, and that's like the era that I'm most familiar with.
Mm.
Although as Grump will tell you,
Yep.
I've recently gotten back into wrestling. I've been watching at the very least, every Raw and SmackDown for the last since the Rumble, which
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done. I haven't watched that much wrestling consistently in quite literally a decade. So it's been fun. It's been really interesting, like seeing some old faces, seeing Bobby Lashley still wrestling somehow and like having reinvented himself. Seeing Shelton Benjamin like in other places, I'm like, man, I remember when Shelton Benjamin was like 20 years old, dude.
Yeah. He came in, I think, at 24, 25, almost. Like he was Brock's like graduate assistant coach at Minnesota, and then they got in around the same time. So like Brock's 25 when he won the world title, and he won the world title in his first year. Shelton came in a year later, so he was like maybe 26, 27. So like, and
okay.
I mean,
I didn't realize he was that old already.
yeah, he hit 20 years last year, or this year, I should say. I think he actually hit it last month. He hit his 20 years, and he was like, "Look, like I've been doing this for 20 years in WWE, like wild times."
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, because like, and now he's like huge too.
Yeah.
Like he used to be like a sleek athlete type. Now he's damn near as big as Bobby, man. Like I remember him, Cody when he first started when he was up under Randy with Ted DiBiase Jr.
hmm
Man, like I see all these old faces and I see them like now as they're older and as they're either aging out or already retired or helping mentor and bring along some of the newer talent.
hmm
And it's really interesting. And then there are, some newer guys and ladies that I see that I like. Like I think one of my favorite wrestlers now is I don't think it's much of a secret. I'm like a huge fan of Bianca. I think she's incredible.
yeah,
So yeah, just like keeping up with her storylines, keeping up with her and Asuka, keeping up with all of the wrestlers that I knew already,
hmm
and just watching how their careers have played out. Seeing Edge come back for his last hurrah, that's really fun. I'm enjoying that a lot. Uh, every week I'm seeing clearer and clearer. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he gets the just came back pop
hmm
every single time. And I'm assuming it's because like most of the fans know, but I'm like, damn, again, what this motherfucker just on last week? But listen, as long as he can physically do it, he wants to keep coming back. Keep coming back because I'll be sad when Edge retires for good.
yeah. And like that's the thing is like Edge's like they were in like Canada for a bit, and he had missed Canada. And then when he'd come back right during the start of the pandemic. So a lot of the places that they normally only hit like once a year, he misses because of contract stuff, or they go they're in SmackDown instead of Raw, and he's on Raw and whatnot. So it's like, damn, he missed it. But him getting to be in like Montreal,
Yes.
or in Quebec was really cool. He got to be in like Madison Square Garden for the for one of the last times. Like it's really cool, like him coming back and like you said, always getting that like holy shit, it's Edge. But
Yeah.
the fans who are like paying now are people who largely have kids that are like, look, that's my guy. Like Edge is my guy. He was an evil dude, but I loved him so much. And now I get to share that with my kids. So it's kind of like that, the same thing with like Ray, John Cena. Like there's an entire like children. There are people who have children who are like, yeah, I grew up when I was your age, John Cena was my hero type stuff. And it's like really cool. JimJam. I know your story's a little similar. What about you? What's your experience with pro wrestling and sports entertainment?
Man, just very simply, was found it randomly on TV when I was like 6. Watched it for a period of time. Love changing up the ages and time frames for all these. These kill me. Came back around in like 2017, 2015, and then enjoyed it ever since. It's been very fun. It got more interesting once I joined the Discord because it was just like I really do have a group of people I can just really talk to the people about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I'd never been like in a place around this many people who were also watching wrestling, and quite frankly, that's probably why I fell out of watching wrestling because it was just me in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, when you have that sense of community, be like, hey, like we're still like everybody else, like man, wrestling's lame, it's dumb, and for a moment, for a little bit there, it was it was not good, you know. But having people that you can like at least talk to pro wrestling about, like would keep you up, like we can talk about this. Nothing's better than when shit goes down on a Monday night or a Friday night or sometimes on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or definitely, and then we're watching the pay-per-views and just having like a collective, like, holy shit, like, did you, like, Bianca is unreal, like, Seth has it on. He has never missed a fit,
It's not true.
That's
just not true.
He's never missed a fit. Seth Rollins, the next time he misses a fit.
Nah, Robi, let's do this now.
Next time he misses the fit will be the first time he's ever missed a fit, and I have zero faith. I have all the faith that he won't miss. He won't miss.
Listen, I got faith in him. Seth is a good dresser, but man, that orange striped coat, I don't know, brother. I don't know. Like the coat itself is fine.
That man came in wearing the Astro. He pulled off the Astro Boys. In a way that I can't wait.
That was a good fit.
I can't wait for him. I can't wait for him to get the Red Wings Mario boots and put them on. Oh my God. Can't wait.
I can see the video now. Like it's so like you're scrolling on Twitter. On Twitter, Miz's head is a Goomba. Give him a turtle shell for some reason. Right. Oh my God! And then he gets it, and then Logan Paul sneaks him again or some shit, and then you just hear the
just throws a red turtle shell in his head.
Yeah, it's a blue turtle shell.
Mm-hmm. No, not even that. He clocks him, and then right as it's connection, it pauses, and then like in Super Mario World, it does like the. It's him slumped to the floor. The content writes itself.
It's all good. Can't wait. I can't wait.
That's pretty good.
As soon as I saw them, I was like, yeah, no, Seth Rollins is going to find a way to get them for a week or something like that. I can't wait. The fact this might be one of the best WrestleManias in terms of wrestling attire in my entire life, because we've got Dominic Mysterio's first ever WrestleMania. We've got Rey Mysterio's potentially last WrestleMania ever, and Rey has always come out with a hit. Like he tends to pick like a super, comic book, but I think this one is going to be a good one. I think we got Seth, who always hits. Logan Paul has too much money to not have a good fit.
He's gonna dress very rich. I don't know if it's gonna be good.
It's gonna work because remember, it's in Hollywood, L.A. Like,
that gaudy shit goes out there. So
Bianca's gonna make something, and it's gonna be incredible. Asuka's gonna have something great.
Gonna have the best fit of the night.
Wait, are both the Prophets gonna be there, or
no?
Or is it just gonna be?
It's just gonna be Bianca. Well, it might. So there's a rumor that there's gonna be a 4-team tag team match. Well, there's gonna be 2 tag team like multi-team matches for the men and the women. And I think the Street Profits are rumored for that, so maybe we get Street Profits.
I need it because I know Bianca's gonna make some incredible dodges again.
They might she might make Lakers stuff.
She might.
Definitely not Clippers.
Either way, it's gonna be great.
Definitely not the Clippers.
I'm thinking about. Oh my God! Can you imagine she come out and it's just some. But that's the thing. I don't think it's gonna be bull. It's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best jersey for the Clippers, and it was never made by them.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's gonna be like, "No, put that in the game right now."
Yeah, right.
It's not gonna be that. Got them out there wearing, man.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be some shit. I'm like, bro, just make a barber shop at this point. Like, wrap it up. Like, I don't know what this is.
Charlotte is gonna have some good gear. Charlotte always. I mean, she's got
Charlotte and Logan Paul are gonna be on the same side of that. Like,
where it's like it's good because it's gaudy as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhea, it's gonna be fun to see Rhea's because Rhea has had fun with hers the last couple of years, but it's like her very first WrestleMania was Vegeta, Saiyan armor inspired. The following,
I don't think I've seen that.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Let me pull that up.
Roman's simple. Like there's not much. Like Cody is gonna have his bullshit.
But turn the TV off.
His Americana. Look, I'm not gonna lie, because I made the joke about how he looks like JFK and like the adrenaline in my soul. Hey, who's that on the grassy knoll?
Grassy knoll, yeah. That was great.
I've had adrenaline stuck in my head. Like,
now listen, the song is fire. I hate to say it, and I'll also say this: his ring gear, like his coat.
Yeah.
If it wasn't red, white, and blue, man, I don't know. He'd be onto something.
Like, yeah, like if
I hate to say that I'm starting to like Cody Rhodes. I don't.
Look, that's JimJam and X going to refuse, and I respect them. I want to
remain on this side.
Me too. Me too. The guy just knows how he knows how to emote. Like that promo he had on Monday.
Oh, he doesn't. That's the whole problem.
See, I'm telling you. To you, he doesn't know.
Pissing me off, man. Like, I hate him.
To you.
All right. Nah, I'm a hater for real. Okay?
No. And look,
people tell you die mad, think of me. Like, that's what I live.
No, and it's like I understand why, and it's something that it translates better in WWE than it did in AEW, which is just him being corny. Like he's just corny, but it's also like I don't know. I'm also like I love Dusty Rhodes. He's one of my all-time favorites. So anything that like pays homage to him, I'm going to inherently like. But I don't like he's been turning it, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not doing this whole like I'm winning now for my dad. Like I'm winning because I need to win. Like Roman, like the whole where like I'm gonna make sure Roman acknowledges me. Roman acknowledges me. You know. Yes. Like, because I need that acknowledgement. And it's like, oh, all right, there. Okay, so now you're not just fighting for some bullshit. Like, oh, I'm fighting for because my dad wasn't the champion. I'm doing it. Like, there's more to it. And then there's just the similarities between them, where they're both generational talents. They're both in this huge shadow of an all-time great with Cody with Dusty and Roman with The Rock, where they have to carve their own light in these shadows.
Also, Roman with Dusty.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like there are so many things where it's and like you know even Cody to a lesser extent with Goldust.
Better son Roman Reigns.
Like and just that like is that cuts man. Like Roman going like you know what he used to say about you. Nothing. Like, damn. And the fact that like Cody took that
was outrageous.
And Cody takes it, and he's just like, "All right, hey, it's good. You know what? If that's true, cool. And I just get to fight. You know, I get to fight you for the title, just cause straight up. Like, if that's And Roman's like, he didn't break. Like everybody breaks. I had Sami Zayn break. Like, it's like. You know, I knew how to play Sammy like a fiddle. I knew how to play Kevin Owens like a fiddle. Everybody like a fiddle. And I said exactly what should have worked. And this motherfucker said, okay, I'll still shake your hand. No smack. No cheap shot.
Politics work, y'all.
Look.
Men.
Now you're starting to sound like Aaron. Remember when I talking about that? Like that's my favorite. Is showing up on the Grapple Guys and talking about a handshake, and Aaron's like,
Aaron got some explaining to do. You know
I told him, I said, yeah, it's gonna be Bryan Danielson and Moxley. They're gonna shake hands, and everyone's gonna go pop. And he's like, that's good. No, I don't want that. I want blood. And it's like, no, handshakes, brother. The respect, yeah, that's the good shit. Yeah.
He'll say all that, but watch Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Like. You're lying. The truth. I don't know which way it goes, but I know the truth got to come out. Right? I hate purple and gold, but goddamn, do I love the Lakers? You see how stupid that
sounds? But I'm excited for Mania. I don't get to talk too much about we do talk about current stuff on here, but with the express thought of the thing, and this is actually going to be coming out the Monday before WrestleMania, so this will be kind of like I want to get we can talk about it a little bit and whatnot. I'm looking forward to Bianca Asuka. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to Cody, Roman, because anything involving Roman's great. And then I'm looking forward to the Intercontinental title match of Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew. Just absolutely.
I'm talking about putting the lotion out.
Look, that's gonna be
real wrestling.
I thought they're gonna be welts on the chest. They're gonna be some back bruising. It's gonna look like
someone gonna post a picture of a whole boot on their back. You know, like those after,
like big red fucking track marks. Yeah,
yeah, when the
like
whole
the
back
Bigfoot
is
tracks
like,
that you find in the woods.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
back.
I was gonna say, JimJam. You remember when Sheamus and Drew fought at like Fastlane when he was the world champion, and they just destroyed the Thunderdome. Robi, they had this match. It was basically false count anywhere. They're beating the shit out of each other in an empty arena in the Tropicana Dome where they put these LED boards up. Destroyed everything. Fucking Sheamus jumps off of the barricade onto the table, seemingly breaks his fucking ass bone. Like he's like I can't. Like he was like getting up and holding his ass. We're like, did he tear his asshole? Like what happened here? They just beat the fuck out of each other. And they go back and there's a picture of fucking Drew's back and it's welts. Like you can see where Sheamus's forearm would have been perfect.
Yeah, it looked like when basketball players go get that cup in.
Yeah.
Right before the game, to increase the blood flow. Yeah, it just looked like that all up and down his back.
Have you, real quick, have you ever seen the famous chop from Walter? Now, when I say the famous chop, I'm not talking about like the move, right? We all know that move where he smacks the shit out of people. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen this picture of Walter slapping somebody?
Fucking ruthless.
I posted it in the group chat. It's that is a
what the fuck?
That is a whole man's chest.
That titty's concave.
Not just the titty. Look at his clavicle on the upper side of his chest. Here's another angle of it. I was doing a D&D session and we were talking about like hand size of like something. What?
Sean is crazy.
Oh, okay. What is it? Oh.
Let's see, I just see the one.
Okay. For some reason, it's not posting this for some reason.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. But let me. Yeah. It's Discord. It's an absolute like it's a bonker shot of it. Like it's concaved and everything. Like I'm looking. We were talking about it. I'm like I based my character. I'm like, look, he's like this size of this guy, and it was a picture of like big body Gunther.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So this is like the kind of person he
is. That not a pec tear?
Is that not
like a rupture of some kind?
That is. I should send it now. What explicit content, dog? Man, it's not explicit content. It's a man's chest getting caved in. What are you talking about? Is that the Adam Cole one? Oh.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite.
It's such a good one
because I've never seen a man get flipped like
Jesus, that was loud.
That's also my favorite. Another part of my favorite part was the announcer being like, "Oh, here comes the fireworks," and then it does sound like a firework. Like I couldn't believe how he.
Adam Cole having that moment and getting fucking pounced into the crowd by Keith Lee are incredible moments, and they both involve his scrawny ass getting demolished by somebody who looks like a pro wrestler.
Look, man, I'm sitting with my back to the door with the same. I told my sisters earlier. I was like, "Hey, man, listen." I just need 2, maybe 2.5 hours. If anybody needs me, don't need me. Please.
Yeah, see, I have the camera, but it doesn't include the photo, the door. So if
see, I thought about
it's
like
tough.
Flipping
yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
They have that choice.
Yeah, it didn't, I was gonna say it didn't have that choice. Yeah, no, that's the.
Because actually, I'm doing it on my laptop, so I can flip it around if I need to.
No, it's okay. But Adam Cole getting beat up by actual pro wrestling sized people is always
back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, that scrawny motherfucker.
We're not off. We're not off the topic of that chop because it looked like it looked like how you'll have like a fist, like the Black Power fist, and then like a circle around it, like on a logo. That's what that looked like, except it was a white fist. I don't know how to feel about that. Wait, let me go look at this one more time to make sure. Am I not tripping?
No, that's it's perfectly around.
It looks like a logo.
It does. It does.
It looks like the communist like hammer and sickle. It's just a fist instead of it.
What the thing that look at the guy who's getting his shit rocked. His nipple on the other side of his chest. He got hit so hard that it raised the nipple up because of the fucking force.
No, it jumped. It said, "Oh, hey, wait a minute."
So he should have caved in an entire... And that's what we're going to get for 15, 20 minutes between three guys who are willing to do that to each other. That match at Crash...
For any particular...
No, just
don't
because...
hate each other? Not really. No, it's just, slap the shit out of you.
All just for... What? For what? It's just absolute insanity. Here, let me do this real quick so I can... This way, if JimJam, if you don't want to be on camera, I can do that where I can see. I can. Okay. But yeah, no, I just absolutely bonkers. Like doing that to a normal person, and we're gonna see like that Sheamus Gunther match of theirs. But now you put in Drew McIntyre, who's ready to also be a part of that. Like, gonna be insane. We got a dog. First.
Yes.
I think that might be the first dog appearance on the dork side.
I'm really that guy, just breaking barriers.
You
gotta make a choice.
You gotta go.
Okay, you can stay up there then.
But what are you two excited for WrestleMania?
Ooh, JimJam, you want to go first?
This is gonna be excited about. Honestly, I'm racking my nerves at that Roman Cody match. It means so much. Honestly,
there's a lot riding on it. It's true.
There's so much. I have so much like shit talk to give. Depending on how this goes, I just don't know.
I'd love to, on one hand. I want to see, like, Finn, like, a supercharged heel Finn, Gunther, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins. I want to see guys who haven't got a crack at the world title, but are heels, get a crack at a world title, so Cody's kind of, like, gets there. But on the other hand, Roman's not that far away from 1,000 days. 1,000 days.
That's what's killing me, dude.
1,000 days. 1,000 days.
Yeah, we're what, like
9
3 months from it?
9. We're at 9. I think it was like a month and a half. I think he might get it by Money in the Bank in London. So, but it's just wild because it's just like, if Roman beats Cody, who the fuck is gonna do it? Like, who do you have that can beat Roman Reigns within the next 6 months? And I guess you could just heat people up willy nilly, but
I'm not gonna lie. In all honesty,
I don't think that's gonna work.
If I can be real,
yep,
I wouldn't even care if Cody took it from him the second time around.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, this has got to be a rematch. Because, I think, 1,000-day reign is just, too good of a play on words to pass up on that marketing. I don't think they're going to have him give up his belt before he hits his 1,000 days. I think Cody's going to lose. I think there's going to be a lot more, finish the story. They're going to be spinning that wheel a lot for the next couple of months leading up to Money in the Bank. And I think maybe it happens there. or shortly
Yeah,
thereafter.
so let's see. I'm gonna see what Roman Reigns is Universal, because that's what he's at. I want to see what his Universal reign is at currently, and I think it's at 928 days. So he needs what 72. What's that? 72, right? Yeah. So that's 2.5 months, and that gets us to. Because you'll have another week, so there's your half month. And then Money in the Bank 2023 is in June, I think. Saturday, July 1st. That gets him to it. You could have him end it at Money in the Bank and then have somebody cash in on him. So you could do Cody breaks it and then he immediately loses.
Doesn't get to keep it. Man.
And then you're like, which kind of shits on the guy who beat Roman, but you can't take that away. He beat Roman.
Yeah, isn't Baron Corbin still running around saying that?
Exactly. Like that's the thing is like he's holding on to that for dear life, the same way the same way he was holding on to that hair.
Oh my God, how funny would it be
if Corbin?
No, not even that. How funny would it be? Purely just like, people are gonna be so mad about this levels of like tweeting. Cody's about to go for the pin. Then Baron Corbin comes in and costs him the match just to keep that moniker. How disgusting would people be?
I'm the last guy.
I hadn't considered that. That's funny.
That's so funny.
Oh God, I'm going crazy.
It's wild to think about. Like the last guy to beat Roman Reigns by pinfall is Baron Corbin. Now Woods beat him by disqualification. Seth Rollins beat him by disqualification, and that's it. And like Kevin Owens and John Cena beat him in a tag match, but he didn't get.
Xavier beat him.
Yeah, by DQ.
Xavier Woods got him by disqualification. They jumped his ass.
Yeah, they beat.
I figured that was.
And Roman took the crown, and that's where you get that's where he's like puts the crown on that gif. Which is great. I'm glad that he's decided to do that and be like, look, I'm gonna wear this crown. And then he was like, fuck this, and stomped on it. But yeah, so Roman, looking forward to Roman Cody from JimJam. What about you, Robi? You most look forward to Match of Mania this year?
Like, it's a close call. I think I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Asuka Bianca. I'm also really looking forward to, what is it, like a 6-woman tag match with
Damage Control.
Yeah, Damage Control, and then Lita, Becky, and Trish.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that one. I've been really tapped in on a lot of the women's storylines, and I've been digging a bit on the Becky and Bayley history, and the more I read about that and the more I watch about it, the more interesting what they've got going on becomes. Obviously, I love Trish. Obviously, I love Lita because they were around when I first started watching wrestling, so I knew them already. I didn't really know much about the Damage Control girls, and they're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Love
for real.
Love Dakota, love Io. I'm hoping, I don't think you have Trish and them lose at Mania, but also I feel like Damage Control has to win so we can kind of have a point to them being around. I mean, they've been around since SummerSlam and won the women's titles twice, lost them without really truly defending them. And then that part of that is there's no women's tag division. But they are addressing that a bit. Like you have Ronda and Shayna, you have Carmella and Chelsea Green now. You have Candice.
Ronda and Shayna, they've built some steam, by the way. They haven't lost in a while, right?
No, that's why I was like, man, I'd almost rather Trish versus Bayley and then do Io and Dakota versus Becky and Lita and then have Ronda and Shayna, and then you can get Ronda and Shayna just defending the titles recklessly. Like, because what else are they going to do? And then you can build them up, and then somebody can beat them, and you build the division around those trying
over the group that you put over after that.
Yeah. So, but and then this way you have a tag team that could legitimately deal with the whole interfering thing. But yeah, it's whatever. But no, yeah, some good stuff. The Asuka Bianca is going to be really good. I
can't wait.
I think Bianca loses because I don't know if you build up this Asuka, like murder clown Asuka, and
for her to lose at Mania.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just like, but also, man, like I wouldn't mind seeing Bianca go 5-0 to start her WrestleMania career. Like,
yeah, it's not unfeasible. Like, look at her, watch her win.
Yeah, like I assume she's going to beat Charlotte next year, and I'm going to be there in person to prey on Charlotte's downfall in person.
And we get a women's unified universal?
I don't know. I think they like having the women's titles on the separate shows because the divisions are strong enough to kind of support that. Whereas like the men's main event for a while wasn't. So you had to build up these guys to take on Roman because otherwise you're splitting the roster in half. Whereas now he's like, okay, I can take on Bobby Lashley, who is the only person that hasn't faced Roman that I would like to see face Roman.
Exactly.
You have Seth Rollins, you've got Finn, you've got Edge, you've got Cody, Sammy. Like,
that's the other thing I'm looking forward to. Finn and Edge.
Oh, and the Hell in a Cell?
I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Also, quick question.
Yeah.
When was the last time? Because I had this thought when it got announced. When was the last time a specialty match like that wasn't on like its specialty show?
Hell in a Cell, Rollins and Edge at Crown Jewel 2021.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or
But even then, it's been a while.
Well, they're getting rid of. They would like to get rid of it. Like they're not doing a Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view. I was surprised that they did Elimination Chamber, as its own pay-per-view, or just call it like No Way Out or something like that. Or go with Fastlane, so you can do the whole Road to WrestleMania thing. But it's just for like it being Hell in a Cell, the rumor that we're gonna get like body paint demon-esque Finn Balor.
Oh, Demon Finn? Wow.
Where I hope it's not.
I still haven't seen that yet.
I hope it's not it's the demon, but like it's him. Like, hey, it's because he did it in New Japan, and it was just Finn Balor in body paint. He broke it out for special occasion, and in WWE they made it a part of his character, which I understood. It made sense. Finn and Balor, like his name comes from like an Irish warrior and then an Irish like monster. Like it makes sense that he's got an inner monster in him and he unleashes it. Blah. It made sense, but it should have never been more than this is his like Hulk up, right? So like as soon as you see Demon Balor and he's a different person. But like it's just weird. That one's gonna be good. The whole card's gonna be good. I think this Mania is poised to be one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And I thought last year's was pretty good. I thought 37 was really good.
I loved last year.
I was gonna say you were there in person for to acknowledge Roman in person.
Yeah, I forgot because he told me, "Yo, I'm gonna try and get a ticket to Mania. It's coming up in a couple of months." He told me. I didn't have the money at the time, or I did, and I think I had to spend it elsewhere. So I didn't get to buy a ticket and go with him, or else we could have been at last year's Mania together. I was sick about that.
Oh my God.
I was sick about that because I know he had a great time.
And he went night 2.
He lost his voice for like 3 days. I think.
Oh, I remember talking to JimJam the next day, and he was like,
"He sound like Doc Rivers, man."
I was gonna take this guy. There's a guy there. I was gonna challenge him for his title. If you bring a title, you better be ready to defend it. Like, and then I saw a guy wearing a Brock Lesnar shirt, and I was about to jump him.
No. You know, it was the one thing I'll never forget. There was a kid who literally he's sitting right next to me. It was a kid who, like, He had a Brock Lesnar T-shirt on and AJ Styles gloves on. So you
Not
knew
bad.
immediately like he wanted those two obviously to win. And
Yes.
if we recall, AJ Styles lost to Edge and Brock Lesnar lost to Roman.
Oh, that's
last
right.
year.
Yeah.
Plus, there were a couple other times where I'm like, bro, he hasn't made a single right choice yet. Like, he's been wrong.
You're just rooting for a bunch of losers, kid.
Hey man, you gotta learn that lesson early, bro.
So funny.
But like at one point, like, and because I'm not an asshole. There were times where I would like laugh, but I would never be like in his face about it. Like it's funny that it's happening, but I'm not gonna laugh at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
So I'm like, it's still like me. I'm minding my own business. I'm rooting for who I want to root for. I'm not. Let it be known, I was not at this kid's face. I wasn't telling him there's no reason why you should root for Brock for these reasons. I let him live. Like
his work rate sucks. He doesn't do good well on the mic.
I don't pull that out. But at one point, he overhears me yelling about like Roman, like he like pro Roman. Mind you, by the way, I have his like black track shirt on, like the track jacket.
Yeah.
Like, and underneath it, I got the tank top, like the Roman.
Yeah, it is.
He was the guard dog tank.
Oh yeah, that was
the name of it.
Yeah, the big dog. Big dog, yeah, the blue one. Yeah.
So yeah, he knew what I was rooting for. Like, there's no way he didn't. Like, at one point, he just taps me on the shoulder and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna lose," and I was like, "Oh yeah, time to turn up on this kid." Like,
look, it's so good. It's one of my favorite things about going to pro wrestling is when the kids who are really into it. Like they get into it and they're like, "You're rooting for the guy I want to lose, boo you," right? And you're like, "No, boo you," and you can't go full force like they're a grown adult because
no, that's the kicker.
I can't imagine Jim.
He turns to the kid next to him. All your dreams are fleeting, and none of them are coming true.
Roman beats Brock Lesnar with a separated shoulder. Jim Jam is just screaming in this kid's face like the guy screaming in the Washington football fan screaming at the Indian. Like he's just in his face like, "You suck, kid. You root for a loser."
I was about to beat up your favorite wrestler and walk out of the ring and ignore you like the dude that stole your pencil last Thursday.
Exactly.
No, it was great. That was a good time. No, but going to wrestling is great.
That's why Stacy not going with you to that little band of yours.
That's why Kelly didn't.
Remember, again, at the time, I'm working at a daycare, so I know how to work with kids in any situation. You do just a simple, just. No, yours is gonna lose, and then he's like, "No," and you go back and forth for a little bit. You both smiled, and you go back to the thing. That's all that happened there. The thing when he lost, first off, I was about to cry. Like I was about to break down. I was emotional throwing up that one. You know what I mean? Like that kid didn't exist anymore because I saw greatness. Like these eyes saw greatness that night.
Yeah,
live. And I just when he lifted that Universal Championship 100% in the sky, in the World Heavyweight Championship, a good 33% in the sky. I knew, like, it was just that Heyman, little help here.
Yeah. Spot me here. And then immediately, all he did, he was like, "No, the camera's right here," and he's just like. I'm not raising him more than my elbow. Yeah.
Like, yeah. What's up? What's up?
By the way, him wagging the titles at Sami Zayn's wife. Roman is the most disrespectful wrestler of all time. He was doing that, and like a month earlier, a month earlier, he's twirling the fucking handcuffs. He got the ladies they're just quivering in part, like just like and he's just my arm extra big. Like that one sticks out to me more than him like yelling about Hollywood. He's just got Edge in a fucking chokehold. And he's like, "You ain't going anywhere. My arm's big. My arm and then he starts flexing like extra big. Like, dog, like what? You're
Roman. Oh
so
my god, to be
disrespectful.
so right about Roman, dude. Like you, like no one knows just how that like people. There were other people there that night that felt the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Being so right, like, and seeing just how right you were live.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unforgettable feeling. Like,
So, it has been speaking about being right about Roman and WrestleMania. My contextual question for today. I don't know why I say it like contextual. Contextual question for today. Do we see The Rock acknowledge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania this year?
I'm being a little bitch, right? It's time. Acknowledge him.
So, question
Yes.
for extra context to
Yes.
the contextual question:
Yes.
Has there been any? Has there been any feedback from The Rock outside of the WWE universe or inside about Roman Reigns, about what he's doing at
He
all? Has anybody asked him about it?
yes, like people have asked him about it. Like Jimmy Kimmel's asked him about it. Like, oh, your cousin's like the world. We just had Roman on, blah blah blah, months ago, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, he's doing great. Like he's great. But I think it was for Black Adam. Somebody asked him whether or not he acknowledged Roman Reigns as the head of the table, and he said that he did acknowledge Roman Reigns as the head of the table for now. So
For now.
for now. Because he's the world champ. So until as long as he's basically like the whole thing is like, as long as he's the world champ, you have to acknowledge him.
Mm-hmm.
But so with that extra context, do you think he gets in the ring and acknowledges him? Or just gets in the ring and confronts him? Does he show up in person? Does The Rock show up at WrestleMania?
I was just gonna say, okay, yeah, that's the better question, because I was gonna say for like 1,000 days maybe. Here, I don't know. Maybe it has to be if he wins, right? This has got to be like after the fact. I don't think he's showing up before. I don't think there's going to be any word breathed about him being in the building beforehand. It's got to be after he wins the main event. Maybe.
Okay, so maybe. And JimJam, you're saying don't be a pussy. Just, man up.
Just looking up something real quick. Just
Okay.
give me a sec. Just give me a sec.
Wait, so okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. I honestly think the best time to do it would kind of be the way they did with bringing back John on a Raw, right, or maybe on SmackDown in a city. Like where are they going to be like in the next month or so? Are they going to be anywhere that's like convenient or really?
I mean, they're in LA. I don't know how much more convenient it can be for The Rock.
Yeah, good point.
Like they're going to be there they're going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So he ain't showing up on like.
Yeah, I said that without thinking. You're absolutely right. LA would be the best place for him to show up. I think Miami's the only like a close second.
Yeah, the only other place.
Yeah, actually, with that context, I'll say yeah. If Roman wins, he shows up. He acknowledges the ring.
All right. JimJam.
Yeah, it's not. Rock, fuck out of here. All right, yeah. This is what I had to look up.
Oh boy, okay. Come with the facts.
Yeah, right.
I Googled how many days has The Rock been champion?
Yeah.
See,
collectively.
Now, what does that have to?
367 days was the best answer I could find. I need Grum to double check.
Wait. So The Rock's wait. So we're looking up how many.
It says here The Rock has held the WWF or WWE Championship a total of 367 days.
I mean that might be. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna look here. Because they do
like a year straight. That's got to be like one of the longer streaks, though, especially like at the time.
So The Rock is an 8-time champion.
Yeah,
he has held the title for a combined, or I should say, a recognized 378 days by WWE.
Consecutively?
Not consecutively.
No, not consecutively.
Just combined.
Like combined.
All of his championship reigns have equaled that. A third of this reign.
I was gonna say, for reference, Roman Reigns has 4 total reigns with only the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He is at 467 and counting. So he eclipsed The Rock.
He's at what?
467.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly 100 more. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like,
We ain't, and then once you add the Universal into there,
if you add the Universal,
it's getting real crazy.
He's looping. He's looping, and he's slapping him.
Right?
So Jim's just saying he's scared of it. He's scared.
Don't want to admit it. Don't want to admit it, old man.
No. Like, it's wild to think about, right?
Just acknowledge him and keep Hollywood warm from him.
If
That's all you got now.
I think there are points to be made on both sides about like the difficulty of like defending a title, which is obviously the argument that would be made on Roman's side for like how long he's held on to all the titles that he has and like how long he's defended them, or just like the WWE title in particular for this conversation. So, but there's something to be said for like being A-time and like you took it off somebody else like 8 different times. That's
like what's wild is. What's wild is Roman Reigns has 994 days combined with 2 title reigns of the Universal Championship. So by the time this episode drops, he will be at like 995, 996. So he will be at 1,000 combined days as Universal Champion. Him and Brock Lesnar are the 2 most championship where like Brock Lesnar has 3 reigns. He's sitting at 688 for just for Universal title. If you include the WWE Heavyweight Championship, Brock Lesnar has 823 of them. Like he's just a champion. I mean, that's still less than Hulk Hogan. No, that actually that puts him behind Hulk Hogan, Bob Backlund, and Bruno Sammartino. Like John Cena has 13 WWE championships at 1254. Like,
I would notice that Brock Lesnar don't really be losing to minorities as much as he does to white.
Look,
yeah,
points being made.
Like Brock Lesnar do not be losing to minorities.
I mean, the only minority he's lost to is Roman Reigns. That's it. He's like, nope. He said,
because it started out.
Wait, like lost the title to?
Like lost the title to. Lost the title.
Okay,
to.
yeah.
I mean, but I was gonna say, if you look just in general. Now, part of that is, I should also say, and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, that's
so like it's Eddie Guerrero and Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley are the only.
That's all we got.
I'm about to get Bobby his flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman had a nasty track record against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, bro, he was getting mollywopped.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not good. It's not good.
These weren't even close matches at some point. Like, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna do a ranking Mania main event thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done before Mania, but dog, that WrestleMania 34 was it was just like we're gonna do WrestleMania 31 main event, but we're not gonna have Seth Rollins come down. So it's gonna be you've seen everything about this before.
Bloody Roman, awful.
Yeah, he was damn. He was up. The reason I brought that up is because our topic today does involve The Rock at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 18, 21 years ago, The Rock faced off against Hulk Hogan in a never-before-thought-of dream match, icon versus icon, at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. Now, at the time, Hulk Hogan was returning to the WWE for the first time in 8 years as a member of the NWO at No Way Out 2002, and they set this match up shortly after. But along the way, there's a moment that lives on in the infamy of Monday Night Raw that defies the laws of physics. That's the only way I can describe it. So we're gonna watch that. We're then going to watch the Hulk Hogan The Rock match at WrestleMania 18, regarded by some as the greatest WrestleMania match of all time because of the way the crowd was, because of how energized they were, how into the match they were. Cody Rhodes claims it's his favorite match of all time. Sorry, JimJam. We'll be back.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
We'll be back here on the Dork Side of Ring. just taking a moment out of the episode today to talk to you about what's going on at support.grum.tv, our Patreon. We have exclusive watch-alongs. You get early episodes as well. You got this episode. If you're a patron, you're watching this episode on the Patreon the week before, and you're going to watch next week's the week before too. It's great. It's fantastic. We also have got some good stuff coming along in terms of videos. I just put the script up for the as I'm recording this, the script up for the Sami Zayn project, and yeah, it's some great good shit. It's fantastic. I love it. Also, we got some just good stuff there. It helps me make some money doing this and supports this, and this lets me invest into you guys, and put some more content out there. And I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I can't say it enough. I appreciate it. So let's get back to the episode. We're back on the dork side of the ring. JimJam has been in the lab cooking.
Last one,
the cookie sideways like T.I., man. What the hell?
Yeah, bro. Okay, so that's immediately. Let's. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. That's why I had to take a risk. Okay. I don't know if it played off.
No,
he got his head.
I think that's great. That's great. We we just watched it. We probably spent an hour or so watching that. Most of it was spent getting the perfect screenshots of The Rock whipping Hogan with a.
Hold on. There's another version. There's like a 0.0, like 0.1, like that's 2.0. This is 1.0 option. I was gonna put it on top, but make it big where it's covering his eyes, like Jay-Z on the album.
On the Black Album. Hilarious.
No, that's good. That was good.
That was the other option. I didn't know which one to go with, so I went with
They're
T.I.
so good. I think my favorite one is the fourth one. The fourth one is my favorite.
Looking at the belt with like
he's like, finally, this is mine.
It's an instrument of God. Yes.
First impressions. First impressions of everything we just watched. Quite possibly the longest feature that we did. The only other one I think of this long was with JimJam and Pat for the billionaire battle. But JimJam.
Oh yeah,
I put on classics.
First impression JimJam of Hogan
Robi,
and Rock.
Please go. I'm trying to finish up the.
Go ahead, Robi. Go ahead,
man. Listen. It reminds me why The Rock used to be my by far favorite wrestler, dude. When I was a kid, he was so charismatic. He sold everything. He was the best salesman I think I've ever seen in the history of the WWE or F. Like, he was going crazy. He was really athletic. He was still sort of, like you said, this is before he was super hulked out on HGH, so he was still sort of slim, and he was flying around a little bit. And Hulk was doing his best. God bless him or Satan bless him to keep up. And you know what I'm saying? He tried.
You know what I'm saying?
But he was, he tried. He was doing his best. He got a couple boosts to the head. He got that leg up a few times. He ain't even pretend like he's about to climb in the ropes. He was like, "Listen, brother, this ain't what I'm here for.
No,
that's not why these paychecks are getting signed. That's not what I'm here about.
I'm here to stay on my feet as much as possible. I don't know what you know. What about the pre-match? What we saw pre-match? What stood out from that?
That's the most attempted murder shit I've ever seen in my life, dog. So much different about that just felt unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, what an escalation.
Twice?
Three times.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
3, yeah.
Okay. Like, just...
Man, Scott Hall
last year, the lead up to WrestleMania, Edge was looking for an opponent for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
AJ Styles chose it, and they had like a semi-intense meetup at first. You know, like Edge was getting a bit more like weirdly hostile. Okay, like you're like okay. So Edge is gonna kind of play the bad guy, be a little intense. Okay, like we didn't know this was gonna end up as like the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But then out of nowhere, he just like kicks him in the dick and then gives him a concerto, like for no reason. Like
no reason.
yeah, like there was.
Robi's like, yeah, that's my goat. Like, it's one of my goats, man. He's like,
Love Edge, man.
Pro dick kicking and concertoing. Yeah.
Out of no, like, and it was the most to me at least. It just felt like the most like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like, that's what that was. Like it was just like, okay, you got barred up, you know that like that, whatever. It happened.
Yeah.
It's The Rock, he be doing that. That's kind of his thing. No one hating, you know what I mean? Like no one, no one's gonna boo you out the ring because you got barred up by. Well, they will, but like, not like you can't come back type. Thing. It's fine. Like you come back next week. You know, you do something that's not related to The Rock. Well, eventually it'll just end up on YouTube forever. But like now it's like Jesus Christ. Like, you know, then the Hulk just decides like shake hands. They do it very intense.
Yeah.
He's just like, you should fear me, nigga. I mean, brother. And then he like, you know, and then The Rock reverses it with his own. Like you zoom in, it's like, no, you should fear me, nigga. Like, and then, like,
yeah, listen, man, The Rock gave my brother right in the middle of the ring. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he was like, you know, good luck, because you're gonna need it.
You're gonna need it. Not
brother.
As much as you, brother.
They're just
like, oh
wow. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, okay. That's good intensity. Like I'm thinking, like what's Grum's gonna show us next is like something that took place over weeks. Like,
yeah, I'm like, clearly this encounter is over. Clearly,
we're done here.
No.
Rock runs
that sure wasn't.
Stomp back down the ramps.
No, look, no, wait.
From here, you got
scene by scene, right? The Rock, he turns back around, gives one good long look to the ring, gives Hulk the. You know what I'm saying? And he gets to right up the ramp. He's finna skedaddle. He sees Scott Hall, and man, his stance opened up like he was guarding Allen Iverson at the 3-point line. He said, and I'll put a hand upside that man's head, something fierce, and then Kevin Nash came right by. Listen, The Rock rolled down the ramp like he was on fire after the first punch, and then Kevin Nash came back. I think he hit him with a right hand, and I swear to God, The Rock looked like a kid that just got set loose on field day. This motherfucker stumbled right into the camera.
You would have thought someone had put
the greatest
Don
salesman ever, dog. It's so funny. It's so every time he gets hit, it's funny. Because then they just stomp his ass out for a minute and a half before they even throw him back in the ring.
Bro, no. That's just like when you don't realize that your mom just got done mopping the floor with Murphy's. You walk in there and goes.
No, it's like the scene in what was it? Why Did I Get Married? Little girl, she put the baby oil on the bathroom floor. That man, Laz Lonzo stepped out that movie. He said,
"Come get your juice. Come get your juice."
Yeah, man, he was moving like Sonic the Hedgehog. I said, "Oh my God."
Oh man,
boy's concussed.
Well, he wasn't concussed then.
Not yet.
Not yet. Because they end up going to throw him into the ring, and they fucking just put, like, the Razor's Edge, Scott Hall. They're like, Scott, like Hogan's telling him to do the crucifix. Like he's like, yeah, but because Hogan's neck is fucked up, he's like, he looked like fucking like what's his face, like Craig Kimbrell. He's like, yeah, do this, and then he's like doing the suck it, but he's like. the stiffest sucking I've ever seen. So Scott Hall drops him with the Razor's Edge, the Outsider's Edge,
pointing at his navel.
Man,
and then they point to to Kevin, and they're like, Kev, like your turn for the jackknife. And for whatever reason, Kevin Nash. The best part stole the entire scene the entire time, because the entire time he's just angry. He's like over the top. He's like, "Yeah, I'm pissed at you. You put Hogan down there," and then he's like, just the two fingers, just, and then and then fucking jackknives, and just like the finger licks all the fingers. And And they do all
Kevin
that.
Nash is a fucking animal, man. I love that guy so much. I love that guy so much. He's
And
so
you
cool.
think, okay, that's it, right? Hogan instructed them to beat down, they're fine. No. Hogan goes underneath the ring.
Hold him, brother. Yeah.
Pick him up. Goes
Right.
underneath the ring, empties an entire toolbox of nothing but wrenches and one single hammer.
Grum. He threw that toolbox over. There were more nails in that toolbox than I think I've seen at the last Home Depot I went to. Just a shower of nails rolling all over the floor. And I'm like, and Grum was like, "Oh, is he going for the can?" I'm like, "Brother, if there's a can in there, you got by now."
It goes for the hammer, gets his
He had
hammer.
more nails in that toolbox than the Empire State Building got rivets. Outrageous.
Man.
He fucking grabs the hammer, and I thought at first when I first watched it, I thought he's like swinging the hammer like an actual hammer, but he takes the hammer and puts it in his hand like this, and fucking jabs it into his fucking like the top of his fucking neck.
Right. I thought he was gonna give him the Triple H, give him the
Yeah, no. He's like,
No.
I'm fucking jabbing this into the back of your spine, and Rock just collapses because he took the head of a hammer to his fucking.
He was assaulted.
To the back of his
Can't
neck,
sweat
yeah.
enough. He was assaulted.
And then they're like, hold on,
Punishment wasn't there.
we're not done with him yet. And Scott Hall's like slapping his leg to tell Hogan to drop the leg. They drop the leg and they pin him 1, 2, 3, and the crowd counts along
counts it out, man.
to the
That
Rock.
was so nasty.
Like that's the Rock.
You're skipping a crucial part of this.
No, because the crucial part's right after, where afterwards they rip his shirt off. They go get the cans, and Hogan's taking the cans like shake weights. He's like, yeah,
Double fisting, baby,
yeah.
like a good bartender. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, what is happening here?
And they go, and he puts N. Well, you can figure out the rest. He's Hulk Hogan. And if you thought he said NWO too sweet, you're correct. But also, you wouldn't have been wrong if he wanted to, because he wanted to.
The other one.
He thought about it. Would have saved more.
I'm on camera, brother. Hold on.
Listen, he got that first line down for that W, and he thought about it. He was like,
That's
"Oh no, this looks good."
Hey, look a little straight.
Stop here.
So then,
Wait, and the best part, they're just flexing and making kissy faces at the crowd while he is laying like a twitching sack of meat in the middle of the ring.
No one cares.
He can't feel his leg.
Yeah, no one's stopping this. JR is on the call like, where is security? Can somebody do something about this?
Seriously,
No.
They
To
just
this day, The Rock really can't see purple as a whole color, but we're laughing. Like
he went colorblind in one eye and it's really just fucked up his
but only for the color purple.
So, which is funny enough, Hulk Hogan's least favorite movie. And then, what is there? You think he's got a least favorite one that he doesn't like more than that?
Help though, which is weird that he likes the Help.
So Hogan, then they leave. They're just like, all right, like we're gonna let this guy be carted off. They put him on a gurney. They ship him up. They go to commercial break.
This.
They come back. Then they put him in the ambulance, and you're like, all right, they're taking him out. This is just an update. Then a fucking tractor trailer pulls out right in front of the ambulance, and then a sedan comes the opposite way and blocks the back. And out of the sedan jump Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the outsiders of the NWO, and out of the tractor trailer jumps Hulk Hogan. And they have crowbars. And they're just beating the shit, intimidating, scaring the hell out of the EMTs. They get out of there.
No.
My favorite part. Bro, I'm skipping over it.
What?
Scott Hall trying and failing to just beat the shit out of an ambulance.
Oh, I was
like, by himself.
The chain. Just thick chain.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was using the chain for it. That's right.
That part pissed me off so much that we didn't talk. There wasn't a discussion right then and there about how ineffective that move was.
He just decides to use
I have
the chain.
never in my life seen something and it was like, that was a waste of energy.
Yeah.
You think he chipped? I feel like he definitely scratched the paint.
He chipped a bit of paint off of it.
Here's the thing. It wasn't even noticeable. With those cameras, you would have never noticed that.
No.
Never noticed.
Not in 2002. No. Sir.
Hey, but
if I told you that ambulance, if it was just him hitting that thing with the chain link finger, and I told you So there's been a couple dents, but besides that, it's fine. You would
Yeah,
never know how those
that
guys went.
ambulance stood right back up and went home to his family. I
It's like
had a
It's
nice
like
meal
that
that
was
night.
it's like watching the guy in Grand Theft Auto punch the car until it catches fire. You're like, there are faster ways to do this. All right, you don't have to just. And he's like,
I know you exactly.
it's like,
He got killed a couple times doing that in GTA Online.
Yeah.
He did.
yeah.
So he had to run back to the car. And like,
Hope it didn't despawn.
All right.
Like, please don't despawn. Because a couple times he was trying to make this video, he got killed, and he was running back to the thing.
And you're like,
right
what?
as he was about to get to his viewpoint, the only thing he saw was it immediately disappearing out of the way.
Yeah, Robi. Robi, you got some?
No,
Oh.
I just wanted to.
Acknowledge. Yeah.
I just wanted to.
Don't forget, at least once a day, you gotta acknowledge Roman Reigns.
That's right.
Just
That's right. Yeah.
Our tribal chief. It's true.
But then the chains
my
come
God.
in use. They do use the chains to lock The Rock, who is unconscious, tied to a gurney in an ambulance. And you're like, what are they doing there?
There's
Like,
no chance of getting out. If
No.
he didn't already get out before
Definitely,
any of this had
yeah.
happened, he was stuck in there.
Yeah.
Like, I stressed enough the man was on a gurney. He didn't stress enough strapped in.
unconsciously strapped in by
No, listen, head lolling around like a.
like when he's in the rundown, he eats that fucking hallucinating fruit, and his head gets real big. He's like, "Rrr."
Yeah, man, his head was moving around like he was in The Exorcist, bro. He was out of it.
And then Hulk Hogan decided to say his catchphrase. It seemed
those chains or anything, bro. You could have just knocked them shits back down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is one thing. I really hated what he did. Like everything he did with those chain link things pissed me off.
No.
That shit really pissed me off, man. Because what I'm saying? Also, he hit like the corner of like the top of the side and the roof.
Yeah.
The part that had metal screwed into metal. The strongest part of the entire car. That's
Yeah.
And so then Hulk Hogan, so happy with his own writing or his own improv.
He definitely wrote this, yes.
Because before all this, he's walking up the arena, which is also where you get the famous like Hulk Hogan like shrug emote or gif. But as he's walking up, he's like, "We put the smackdown on his crippled ass." And then he said
proud of it.
He said it 5 more times. 5 more times.
5.
I mean,
Cinco.
and look, the first couple times after the very first time, it was effective. But it's very much like, "Hey guys, I said this funny thing. Did you hear me? Guys, hold on. Let me say it again in case you didn't hear it." And like they're like, "Yeah, Hulk, yeah." Like, and he's like, back up. I'm gonna put the smackdown on his crippled ass. Gets in the truck, backs the truck up, then puts his head out the window. I don't know who he's saying this to because Kevin Nash and Scott Hall are at the ambulance, but he's sticking his head out and talking as if they are next to him. And he's like
he's looking at, he's looking directly down.
And he goes,
"Hey guys, I'm gonna put this smackdown on his crippled ass."
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
I'm about to put the smackdown on his crippled ass.
So,
just so we're clear, I'm about to smoke him.
And then he drives the trailer, and this is a good 150 foot heads just start. And it gets up to maybe 25, 30 miles an hour. And it T-bones the truck T-bones the fuck out of the ambulance, which presumably still has The Rock in it. And it folds.
The moment you realize this went from aggravated assault at worst to attempted murder at best.
Like it traveled. It folded around the truck and went just went with the truck. The truck took it with it. Then he backs up. Yeah, and then does it again. And then backs up and does it again. Because he wasn't satisfied with the first 2 times. And
each time he rolled his head out the window, it was like,
look, he rolled his head out there. Freeze frame.
I just put the smackdown on.
I know you're probably wondering how I got here. I was putting the smackdown on his crippled ass, and like, my God, dog, get off with it.
Yeah.
Just Jordan. Wow.
And then
also, every time we, it's just a side note, of course, but every time that we talk about anything related to ambulances,
yeah,
ambulance moments, I always think about my favorite one because it was crazy intense, but also extremely
You
hilarious.
have you have a favorite one that isn't this?
There's one that I find just
Okay.
it's so funny to me.
Okay.
It's funny because it's just unnecessary in the sense of
Oh wait, is it Braun Strowman flipping the ambulance?
that's awesome. No.
Robi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He literally lifts an ambulance as Roman inside.
Yeah, Roman. So this is like peak Braun Strowman versus Roman like feud time, and where it's basically like Braun is a big dumb monster and he does dumb things, and Roman like takes advantage of it sometimes.
Strowman's a big boy.
Yeah,
so
he put Roman in. He beats Roman down. Roman goes in the into the ambulance and he stops the ambulance and then lifts it with him in it and tips it over, and like that's it. That's all it is. But it's just like what? Just to show off that he's dumb strong. What was the moment? What's the better ambulance moment to you, JimJam?
It was during that feud.
Oh,
Roman bloodied as hell, just just laying in the back, just chilling, and in the back of an open ambulance for some reason. He's not inside of it. There's no doctors around. He's just there.
I'm so glad you said I know this. Go ahead.
And then I don't know, he's just like, and all you hear is like Braun coming in from the.
I'm not finished with you.
But he dodges out of the way, and Braun just eats shit on one of the doors and rips it open.
So the door that like the one door is closed that he would have to like run through to get to where Roman is, and Roman's just like goes like this, and he's sitting forward, and he goes back as he's like, I'm not finished. Just runs right through it into a load of boxes, and it's just like this dumb animal took himself out. Like it's so good.
So funny.
It's so good.
See, now I gotta find this clip at some point later.
I'm looking for it right now because I know
it's
I have
so
it
good.
somewhere.
It's so good. He's just like, I'm not finished with you, and he's like runs in from off screen. It's so dumb. Amazing how that family just have some incredible ambulance moments. There's also one. You remember JimJam? Do you remember when they did the entire angle of who tried to run over Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe's like, we're gonna have a Samoan council. We're gonna have a Samoan council, and we're gonna come together and figure.
You have no idea how ready I was for that shit. You have no idea.
Look, it's just
first off, Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe for the Intercontinental Championship, where the stipulation was if you get disqualified, you lose the belt, Roman.
Yeah.
To Samoa Joe. That's my favorite match of all time. Okay. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love this so much. It had so many moments because these niggas' beefs was real niggas' beef. Like every time they was in the ring together, it was real hating. Samoa Joe hated that Roman Reigns got to breathe air.
Wow.
He couldn't bro, it was real negativity.
Samoa Joe
for this championship. Hold on, girl.
Yeah, go ahead, cook. I'm letting you cook.
He choked out Dean Ambrose just to piss off Roman Reigns before the championship match. That was on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Ambrose like, what did he say fuck you for? What?
That was on Christmas Day. That was the first matchup. That was on Monday Night Raw. Christmas Day. This all took place. And after that, Roman Reigns goes berserk, like gets disqualified because he goes berserk during their first matchup, just whooping Samoa Joe's ass and almost killing. He just blatantly throws the steel steps at him, he wanted to take Samoa Joe's life. Next week, the stipulation is that if you get disqualified, you lose the belt, Roman. I'm pretty sure he almost assaulted. This is still like vest on Roman too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's supposed to be the good guy type shit. And then there's a moment that's hilarious. Roman has the steel steps in his hands again. He's about to throw him at him again. He's about to try to take his life. And the Yeah, and Samoa Joe has a moment of like fear because he's like, "Don't hit me, Roman, please. Let go, like drop that." But then he remembers because the ref comes in and he's like, "Don't forget, you'll get disqualified if you do this." And then Samoa Joe realizes, "Wait, actually, hit me, coward! Do it!"
It's so good. All
That's great.
and the wildest part about all that is like Samoa Joe is the greatest hater in wrestling history. Like this man cooked an entire
Yeah, minimum.
he and not three. And he just like there is a infamous clip where it is right before WrestleMania 35.
I think I already know where this is
going. And this is before Kofi gets put in the chamber. So it's Jeff Hardy, Mustafa Ali, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan. They're all like, arguing. And Samoa Joe's walking down to the ring. And he's cooking every single person in the ring. He's like, Randy, I owe you. You may have got the best of me, but best believe me, I will defang the Viper. And it's like, okay, that's corny. Like, or it's not corny, but okay. And then he's like, he goes, Mustafa Ali, you talk about how the eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes were closed real tight when I was choking out your simple ass. And it's like, oh, okay. But hold on. Because then Jeff Hardy gets on the mic and says something. And he goes, hey, Jeff, treat this like an AA meeting, and I got the talking stick. It's like, God damn. And he gets in the ring at this point. He shuts up Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy doesn't talk, by the way. Jeff Hardy shuts his ass up because he knows. And then he walks. For that. And you think, man, how more disrespectful can you get? Well, then he looks at AJ Styles and goes, hey, AJ, how's our girl Wendy doing? His wife. Exactly. That's it. That was, he just...
While Grum was explaining all that, I sent the clip of the entire thing. I knew, the second he opened his mouth about disrespecting Samoa Joe, I knew exactly where this was going. He barred each and every one of them up in the ring. And I was like, oh my God.
It's just...
That motherfucker would have got shot that night. Best believe. I showed you my finishing move, right? It'd been a Rugen.
But yeah, no, it's just great.
Wait, can I tell y'all a story real quick about my job that reminded me of?
Yeah.
Like, shoot.
Ran life update the last I've been on here.
Mm-hmm.
I moved back to Wisconsin and I'm now a phlebotomist. I went from daycare to phlebotomy because it paid better.
I don't know what phlebotomy is, but I'm happy for you.
I do plasma.
Bro.
Oh, yeah, I stick people to get the plasma out.
You sticking people? Like, yeah, fucking stick up.
I've already.
I'm shocked. That's the definition of stick man you decided to go with. Because there's a much funnier one.
Oh no, there is. But we already knew he was a phlebotomist like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on. So that means I gotta get better at like talking to people because I'm not like this in public. I'm not like this in public. The part that the Discord knows me, they would be like, "This is 2-7 people." Like Robi has met me in real life. Feeney, Kane, Lee. That's all. Like I just don't act like that. Like I'm not a wild child. I'm very much on my P's and Q's in public.
Shockingly tame.
Yeah. So like when I'm talking to new donors and everything, I'm very much just like, yes. So like what I'm gonna do here is like if it's a new donor, I have to run them through the entire process of it and what it's like. So I'm doing the very proper. I just need you to lay back, and then I'm gonna put this iodine scrub on you around the area to make sure it doesn't get infected. Then I'm gonna get the needle, repressurize the cuff around your arm so I can see the vein a little bit better. Stick you. If we get a flash, everything will be fine. If not, I just got to call one of the superiors over here to make an adjustment. Everything will be fine. I'm going through all that, and she like doesn't hear what I'm saying for a split second. And I'm like, ma'am, did you understand me? And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. My hearing is terrible. And I'm like, huh, that's funny. Also, this woman was bad as hell, so I wanted to talk to her. So like, unrelated. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I get it. I was like, yeah, I get it. My hearing is bad as hell. Like, I can't. 'Cause I love listening to my music like as loud as I can. And she was just like, if she says this exact thing, responds with, "Yeah, my hearing is bad because of guns." What? Like, how we get? Immediately, I started cracking jokes. I was like, "What? What?" And she was like, "I'm
Okay.
in the army. I'm in the military."
Oh,
And I
okay,
was like,
okay.
"Oh."
I was like,
I was about to have a
Like, you just
question.
thought I was.
yes.
You just thought I was in the streets like that for real? It was just like, listen, I was. It was.
I'm not.
Look, bro, I
I
watch
wasn't saying you
Snowfall,
was in the
man.
streets per se like that, but I just know you.
Did you just say I watched Snowfall?
I watch Snowfall, man. Bad would be in the streets all the time for some reason. I don't know why. Don't make no sense to me.
Like, anyone could be doing anything. Don't bother me none. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah. I'm
unrelated to
I'm not
me,
about to
you
limit
know?
what you could possibly be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a hematoma now. I got a bounty on my head in the street.
I'm not checking. I'm not giving you the AB plus that you need. Now I'm getting I'm getting
And an
a
AR.
beam put on my head.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of the
Good
jokes I
boy.
made. I was like, yeah, I just can't stop listening to I can't stop listening to Q, Schoolboy Q, and she was like, yeah, I can't stop listening to the K, and then she laughed at that, and I was like, fuck yeah. Like in my head, I was like, yes.
Bro. I don't know how we get back to talking about this. Oh wait, hold on, real quick. Real quick.
So
Right,
Rock is in the
folks?
ring bleeding out, right?
Yeah, so wait. I was like, where did we leave off about this? Oh yeah, they check to see their handiwork and then they peel off, which JimJam makes the great point of like, no one called the cops. You have the plates. You have
the
the
camera
plates.
flashed the plates and had stayed on there for like 5 seconds.
And no one said, hey, wait a second, call the cops. Find this rent-a-car.
Nope.
That's also funny as hell. Because it's a sign of the technology. Because our cameras now, we wouldn't even need them to zoom in on the license plate to be able to read that license plate. That one, it was so slow on the license plate. The license plate was able to come into full frame. Like you know how it started out fuzzy, then it clears back up.
Man, and then the match itself is a fine match, including a guy who's like pushing 50 and roided up horrendously in his history.
I honest to God, I enjoyed that matchup for what it's worth.
Yeah, that was
the crowd was absolutely bonkers.
They loved it, man. They were going wild for Hogan. They hated Rock at first, but then by the end of the match, they were like, "Yes, we're all for Rocky."
He's black for the first half of that match, and then the second half, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's a black man known as The Rock."
He's The Rock, though. We also had some. We did have the great moment, which I'm sure that these images will get used plenty by JimJam and Robi, of The Rock holding Hogan's weighted belt that Hogan used.
Weighted belt,
white weighted belt, yeah. That Hogan used to slap and beat across Rock's back. Then The Rock had it, and the ancestors went through.
That shit was like watching Octopops whoop what's his face with his own sword.
Nah, it was legit like that Boondock scene with Granddad in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. What I felt when she was like, I don't know, what should I do? What you should do? You beat his ass. That's what you do. He took off his belt. Wah. Here, now you try. Wah. And then she started spinning that shit like Bruce Lee. Man, look.
The one I'm very happy that we got a still of is the it connecting and Hogan just being like,
just being curled
up in pain.
Curled up. Was in a fetal position.
Yeah.
Hey, nah, I get that pain though. When you got your back like this, like
here's the thing. It wasn't even that one. It was shoulders high, right? Because he's on the ground.
Yeah.
So he's parallel to the ground.
Yep.
Shoulders high, curled in, hands up, fist balls, eyes squeezed tight. Like, please God, let this be over.
Yeah.
They should have never gave you niggas money.
And
that's what it looked like to me.
Also, we did get The Rock cooking the entire NWO when they
Sure
first
did.
met, and when he's like, Chico, Razor Ramon. And then Big Daddy Cool. Which, by the way, I think I have a clip of Jim Jam. I can send it to you for you to use in conversations on the internet. And then just looking at Hogan like, Hulkster, what you gonna do? Shove it up your I'll tell you what you're gonna do.
Shine it up, turn it sideways. Yeah, boy.
And then just great, like The Rock showing why he was the GOAT
Yeah, man.
at a time. But I did say I would tell you guys a little bit about a little trivia about this that you guys probably don't know, given that this is right around the time you guys are infants in the wrestling game. There we go.
Little baby.
Little babies.
Yeah.
Goo goo gaga, if you will.
Goo goo gaga ass boys, yeah.
But no, you were very early in your fandom, and obviously, like, you weren't, keen to some of this. But the match was originally supposed to be Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Imagine the match that imagine it could have been Stone Cold in that ambulance,
Yeah, that's two broken tailbones back to back in the same match.
Two old white guys dropping themselves on their ass. But no,
God.
so the story goes, they went to Stone Cold and said, "Hey, we want you to, we're going to put you and Hogan together." And he said, "All right, cool. I'm not losing to him," because he knew that Hogan has political sway, and was like, "Look, I'm not working with him if he wants to beat me. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I know how he works. I'm not going to get this win back. I'm going to look like a chump for doing it." And the story goes is that Hogan heard this and said, "I don't want to work with Austin anymore." And then they went to The Rock with it. And The Rock was like, "All right, sure. What do you want me to do?" And when Hogan heard that The Rock was willing to lose, he's like, "I'm putting him over, brother. Like, he's not full of them." And then they were like, "All right, well, we're going to have Austin face Scott Hall." And it's like, we couldn't find anything better for him. Like, I know you had Triple H, Chris Jericho as the world title, but Scott Hall, like, I love Scott Hall. Rest in peace. But at the
Rest in
time,
power. Yeah, man.
it was a step down for him. And,
Yes.
but what they probably should have done is found a third good guy and been like, "Hey, we're going to do Rock, Austin, and the third good guy versus the NWO." And then there you go. But we did get this.
Did you get what was Triple H doing at this point?
He had just come back from tearing his quad, and he won the Royal Rumble in 2002. So he was going to challenge Chris Jericho.
Okay, all right, yeah. I was thinking that.
Yeah,
'Cause
Undertaker.
I feel like Triple H would have been the good third.
Yeah, Undertaker was a heel at the time. He was wrestling Ric Flair. And it was like the first match where they kind of acknowledged that he was undefeated at WrestleMania. Kurt Angle was a heel and probably could have done pretty well, but also would have been a weird fit with Rock and Austin. It's just tough because, like,
Would have been hilarious.
It would have been.
The segments.
like, Austin and Rock would be like, "We got to take this serious," and like Angle's like, "Guys, don't worry, I'm gonna make Hulk Hogan tap out. I'm a real American," And
Can
shit
you
like
imagine the patriotism? The patriotism in a Kurt
Oh
Angle,
God, Angle
in
and
a Kurt Angle
Well,
versus Prime Hollywood Hogan. I mean, versus Prime Hogan.
Now,
Lady Liberty.
That's how you make a Cody Rhodes. That's how you make a Cody Rhodes. All that patriotism. I would throw up.
Robi,
we ain't even have to go there. That's crazy.
Robi's
That's
like,
crazy.
why is Cody getting shot at?
Why would you say that?
Oh my God.
Well, no, it's funny. Like, they did, like, Hogan in like a couple.
Damn, Cody Rhodes really do look like JFK. Ain't that insane? Like,
Or does JFK really look like Cody Rhodes?
it don't matter how you look at it, man.
All I know is I'm very happy with that Photoshop I did where I gave him blonde hair. But yeah, no, like, they did
It was the first time a nigga with hair like that got his head blown off his shoulders.
Adrenaline in my soul. My head now has a gaping hole.
Good God, dog.
I still can't believe Jim Jam went and posed and did the picture with the X. I mean, I get, when in Rome, I guess.
Oh my God!
Here's me.
That's one of the funniest because I Because that was the first time I got to. I love that picture for a couple of reasons. First off, the whole premise is the most like.
My brain
Everyone who
matter is
found that
dripping
funny.
on Jackie. Oh.
That's incredible.
Wait,
I
no,
love
that
you
one.
calculating it.
No, that
You
one's
had
good.
such
Yeah,
a-
so adrenaline in my soul. My brain matters dripping on Jackie O. Or maybe it should be my brain matters on Jackie O. All right,
yeah, that would work.
I'm gonna borrow that this week on Raw for my Raw tweet alongs. I'm gonna when Cody
Please
eventually
do.
comes out, I'm gonna post a picture of
yeah, right.
Cody FK, and it's gonna be adrenaline in my soul.
Then you got a quote tweet. If you're wondering where this elite. tweet
Yeah,
came
exactly.
from.
Yeah. I will give credit. No, I gave credit to Chet for it, but he doesn't have Twitter, so.
Go adrenaline. So, what was the first one? What was
It's
the first one?
adrenaline. The first one was like, hey, who's that on the grassy knoll?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was tough because it's
I
like,
love that one.
yeah, it's like I really like that one.
I'm trying to remember which one is the bridge line that goes into the hook.
It's
That's where I would put the Jackie O.
it's
Because then you get the
the whoa. It would be like whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie
That's where I put
O. Yeah, okay, all right.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
Just smoking
No.
mirrors. Unrelated.
No, but look, man,
Whoa.
we're mad living right now.
You're only smoking mirrors.
Yeah.
Oh, that song.
You're only smoking mirrors tonight. Yeah,
I
love this.
That shit was great. I love that. I love that John Cena loved to just randomly shout it at people at work. Like, he's working at me. He'd be like, "Whoa, you're only smoking mirrors." But do you remember when he became disfigured? Like they had him wearing the mask and he was going all Dr. Doom with it.
Yes.
No.
What? All right, so Cody's a nerd. Like this is a guy who he used to have the
Is he?
He's got like the Triforce on his boots sometimes. Worth checking out. But like he's a big fan of Zelda. Big he's been on Arrow. Like he's a big superhero fan.
The uninstalled Breath of the Wild.
So
That's crazy.
Just got done beating it. You know what I mean? Like
let me cancel
crazy.
let me cancel my pre-order to Tears of the Kingdom.
My pre-order for Tears of the Kingdom. I gotta say, man. Complete silent. That game looks so fire.
You're like, man, I really hate that I hate Cody Rhodes so much that his love of Zelda is ruining mine.
I don't even really got love for
Tragic.
Zelda. Like my love for Zelda started literally with Breath of the Wild. I was like, then I'll go back. I've beaten Majora's Mask. I've beaten Ocarina of Time before I played Breath of the Wild. I was just doing them shits because I was like, might as well cross these games off the list. I was doing this just like a gamer favorite to myself. Like, let me see what this is about.
Yeah.
And then over them games, I was like, niggas really playing this, huh? Okay. I'm not in the mood to figure out time travel, bro. It was pissing me off.
But don't look at me.
Yeah, no, I played it a little bit and then my my cartridge gave out and I was like,
fuck you.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, so he took inspiration from like Dr. Doom, and so his whole gimmick before was that he was dashing, he was handsome, and then Rey Mysterio did a 619, and the knee brace on Rey Mysterio broke Cody's nose. Or maybe it crushed his orbital bone. I forget. It did face damage. Yeah.
It was definitely orbital bone.
Yeah. So he had to wear. He started wearing like the
the safety mask. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rip Hamilton safety mask. But then he would come out wearing he was disfigured. So he had like the green hood, and he would just come out and he would do the whole it would very very if you know Dr. Doom, you're like, oh, he's just stealing Dr. Doom's entire shtick.
Yeah, he's doing Dr. Doom, Phantom of the Opera, the Jamie Foxx. Was that the 03? Was that the 03 ESPYs where he did with the Rip Hamilton? No, it was 04.
04.
It was after the Pistons one.
Yeah,
and he did the skid, the Phantom of the Negro with Rip Hamilton's mask. And he made a whole song up on the spot. I'm sorry. I gotta send y'all that clip. I'll send it later.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
go back
man.
and watch it. But yeah, so he's doing all that. So it's like, oh wow, and
Mm-hmm.
then he grew a mustache, and that became his gimmick because I have a mustache.
That's fucking terrible.
Like that's his whole thing, and he got it over to the point where people were like, "Let him win the Money in the Bank." So in 2010, they're like, "Let him win Money in the Bank," and I guess it was 2011 he was doing the mustache thing. But yeah, just wild. What we watched, one of my favorite things that we have watched on the Dork Side of the Ring, one of the longer things we watched. All that said, Jim Jam, final thoughts on The Rock and Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania 18 build and the match itself.
My final thoughts on it, that when you really look at it, Pimp a Butterfly should have won Album of the Year.
All right, that's it. I'm cutting your vine. I'm cutting
No
your
reason.
vine.
What
I
was
knew
on
it was coming.
1987?
I knew it was coming.
Look, the
He
restraint.
took too long.
The restraint.
He telegraphed.
The restraint. We've been doing this for 3 hours, and the restraint to only say it twice. Once,
Just to bring it up, yeah.
once at the 15-minute mark, and now 3 hours into this recording, probably this second hour of this podcast episode.
He pitched a perfect game. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me personally, it was about bringing up the, like, you think that was it. Like,
Yeah,
you thought it was done.
No. I can't. This man.
Thank you. I felt so proud about that.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not going to lie. I felt so proud.
I didn't see it coming as well as Robi did. I was like, maybe he's just thinking. Like, maybe he's, okay.
I can hear it in his voice, man.
Yeah.
This was when let's say if you ever see me on Facecam and you just see even a little twitch, no, I'm up to no good immediately. If the smile even breaks a little bit, like just when I think about it, I got some devious. I just got a terrible thing in mind that will make me laugh.
And it's going to come out. There will be no restraint, no filtering.
You can't stop this.
No.
You're too invested in what I'm about to say next.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh God, he's about to say some bullshit. I can't wait to hear it. Like,
Robi, what about you?
What was on 1987, bro? What was on that album? What was on that album that they were like, bro? This is the one.
Racism.
Tell me.
Hey, look.
What on there was better than Institutionalized? Tell me. That's what I want to hear.
The funny part is 1987 isn't the album that won that Grammy against over to Pimp a Butterfly. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that Macklemore? Or was that Good Kid, Mad City?
No.
Yeah, it was Macklemore, which is even funnier.
Let me see.
Oh my God.
Oh no! It did lose to Taylor Swift's 1989. Macklemore.
Butterfly did. Macklemore beat Good Kid,
Mad City. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so I had a mix up. I was like, wait a minute, is he referencing the wrong one? Damn, that's double nasty. Ew.
Yeah.
And even then, we can talk about that one.
Brother, that horse is dead and shitting in the ground. I don't know if we can beat it anymore.
Shot really better than swimming pools. That's what we saying.
Said, dig it up.
Have we not come far enough?
Get it out the ground.
What? Look, when you have a song that starts like that, that's what broke Kendrick Lamar. That's why
he decided not to care about the Grammys anymore.
He said, you know what? If that's gonna win, I'm gonna say top of the morning 17 times in a row. Top of the morning.
He went back to perform, and that was it.
Like. I can't. This is best rap performance for Thrift Shop.
Give him one of those two Grammys. We never hear Auntie Diaries. I hand to God. Fully believe that. We give one of those albums the Grammy that it clearly deserves. We never hear Auntie's Diaries, and we never hear We Cry Together.
Yeah, he beat.
Listen, I'll give him 3 if we never have to hear We Cry Together.
I think We Cry Together is something that if you give him one of those albums, he's not gonna be in that headspace ever to put that together.
Let's hope not.
It would do something to his popularity, to his ego, just enough to keep us out of Auntie Diary and We Cry Together range.
Oh God!
I can't say it wouldn't come down the road eventually, but it would come in a better format.
Oh yeah, hopefully, Jesus. Wild.
But instead, we was like, we'll give him the rap album for To Pimp a Butterfly, a jazzy ass album. Just really want to point that out. But we refuse to give. Taylor Swift needs an album, needs a Grammy. You understand? Like,
Oh, the Swifties are gonna.
couldn't define a genre for it, huh?
They're gonna come for my head when I post a clip to this or say that how it was robbed. I can't wait. Bring it on.
Tell them to like come to my Twitter. I will fight, like run it. Like, there's not a single Swiftie fan on this planet that can beat me. Like I don't care.
Yeah, no, I mean, same. I would be like, okay, Robi.
Like, little plus ratio. Like I'm.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're fighting for somebody who doesn't truly care about you. Like you were just a number to this person.
Little plus KKK hat owner plus.
Just start like just lambasting. That's, I mean, it would work.
Doesn't wash their legs plus don't.
Wash your towel. Plus.
Exactly.
Is the towel a thing now? They're not washing the towels either.
The whites aren't. No. I wash my towel. But I can't speak for the rest of them. I mean, Dan Orlovsky only does 30 times before he washes his towels.
In my head, I wanted to give him the benefit of the
why
doubt.
Did he want? Why did he say that? Does he
mean like the hand towel? Like, cause
like who said that?
Rack.
Dan Orlovsky. He gets to sit next to Mina Kimes.
Unwashed.
Up
get
her
this thing
air,
out of
bro.
here, man. Are you kidding? That real light pissed me off. Wait a minute.
I get that.
Robi's so mad. So mad. He said the caucasity
I gotta,
is just.
I gotta log off because I gotta go in early for work.
Hey, JimJam. Okay. Thank you. We get Robi. What about you? Final thought on what you watched and the dork
man.
side.
I'm gonna keep it quick. We as a WWE universe and fandom, brother, we had it good then. Man, we were showing up strong. All the crowd pops were amazing. All the great sells, stares out to the crowd. The Rock was nailing it, each and every one of those. Hulk, he was trying his best. He did pretty good on most of them. I won't hold him completely, but yeah, man, the Rock at the end too, especially after the match, getting up on those ropes. But it felt like home.
Yeah,
felt like home. It was a good time.
Robi, where can the people find you on the internet? And what you working on? What you want to plug, raise awareness for?
You can find me, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all the usual places. You're not going to find me on Twitch very often. I'll, tell you that now. The same name is here. Robi, Y4E4Rs OBI. I think I want to raise awareness for. Probably should have had this prepared.
It's okay. Look,
preparedness. That's what I want to raise awareness for. Be more prepared, kids. Don't be like me.
There you go. JimJam, same for your work. And the people find you, what you're working on, and what do you want to raise awareness for? Or
I'm working on, if you couldn't tell by what I may or may not leave in, I had to move back in with my mom, so I'm working on moving out. If you want to PayPal me to help me with that or hurt me,
yeah, PayPal me $50. I dare you.
Yeah, do it, coward. Do it.
But you won't.
At JimJam 9,000 for everything. I think I'm pretty consistent on it being either Big E or Batista. If you want to yell at me about my Taylor Swift is not good at music takes, you can find me at CozyDude97 on Twitter.
You can find me too, because I'll also be saying the same thing. I won't say she's not good at music. I'll say she's not as good as y'all think she is.
I'll say I will take it a step farther and growing, because you're gonna yell at someone.
It's trash.
You're gonna yell at someone who's never heard a single second of Taylor Swift music. Some people are still gonna DM me about that.
Love the hate.
Yeah.
Even though you just heard me say that, you're still gonna be like, she's one of the greatest, and I'm like, no, she isn't. Knowing I've never heard her music. I will waste your time. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else going on. Like I can do this. Like if I'm not being a phlebotomist, I'm home. like what do you like? What's up?
Yeah,
like, I have time.
You're not gonna bother this.
You?
No.
Nope.
No, that's JimJam versus the Swifties. That's WrestleMania 40 stuff right there. Let's see it. I want to.
I'll whoop their I'll put hands on some Swifties. I don't care who it is. Lee, Keista, I don't care.
What?
I'm gonna cut it there before JimJam starts it.
Broads? Yeah.
Bronx knows I love him. I'll fuck him up for that. If he ever tried to give me a reason of why Timid Butterfly lost, I'd block him.
The one grapple guy? I still love that.
One grapple guy. I will block him from the grapple guy's Twitter.
I still love how I was like, Rods, you should change your name to like grapple guy 1 or 2 or something like that. And then immediately made it. I was like, you should have done 2 and let JimJam and Aaron fight over who's grapple guy 1.
See, that's some Galaxy Brain stuff because they absolutely would have been arguing for months about it.
It would still be going on, and we'd still
the whole podcast.
There would be
exactly.
no Grapple Guy 3.
I wouldn't have to worry about like, oh man, when is the Grapple Guy podcast coming back? That's Grapple Guy podcast. You can find
and that's when the heel turn comes. I make the Grapple Guy 3 account. I'm gonna have to sell it to whoever loses.
Hey, get your money. Get your money.
Crazier? I can tell you exactly how it would go. Aaron would immediately be like, well, because I edit and then upload it, I'm Grapple Guy 1. And I'm saying, well, because I'm the comedic relief here, I'm Grapple Guy 1. Then he does it regardless. And I'm like, okay, then, bitch. And I put the Grapple Guy.
Damn.
I'm the. So he's got at Grapple Guy 1, at the Grapple Guy 1, and then Broad's his 2, and you're like, well, who's 3? Yeah, no,
the one
that's
and
great.
only no Ricochet grapple guy.
Why is he bald? Enough of that. Why is he?
Couldn't be me.
He couldn't be me. Yeah, no, that's a great. Again, shout out JimJam's Wakanda Forever White Barber. Who's got the
and
Tony?
My second cut, he had all Naruto gear on. I forgot to mention that.
But did you get your haircut by Zion's mentor? What is this?
No, he got the same place where Zion gets his haircut, though. I tell you that much.
Me and Zion adapted up. We played 1-on-1 in the back, competitive game.
Yeah, just you looking in the mirror. You remember that time I photoshopped your head on Zion's body?
Hey, before
be on the 21 Savage cover for Savage Mode 2, bro. I was like, oh my god.
Before we get out of control here, JimJam, you got to get going.
I knew I was gonna like being in the Discord. Then I got fried like that. Like I got creatively fried. I've never seen that before. No one has ever said that to me once in my life. Like, I knew I was gonna like being there. I was dying laughing. I remember someone was like, "Oh, bro, I know you're new here. Like, was that too far?" It was like, "What do you mean?" I had tears in my eyes. Like, keep going. Like, this shit was hilarious.
JimJam's like, I'm gonna post more. JimJam and Bask had the same reaction getting fried, which is, I'll post more ammo for you to get fried.
I won't more.
Except JimJam's.
It was funny.
I bet you won't do it again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I got messages from Bask of like, here's more photos for you to use. And I was like, thanks, Bask.
One of my favorite posts was from a Grum Bass Photoshop. It's one of the best posts I've ever made. It got the most interactions ever.
Oh no!
It was when you put him in a kufi and then in a cop
yes, yeah, in
like a cop hat.
The police academy. No, Robi, we were
put it in my own personal Hall of Fame of posting, and it is. I'm gonna wait till Robi puts the headphones on. Hold on. Okay, so now that Robi can hear again, it was those two pictures. It was the cop one first, and then the Kofi one second. It was, but people think cops watching positive racial profiling videos or something like that will do to them. And then it was him as a cop, and then him with the Kofi on.
Look, I do it per commission. JimJam said, "Can you put a kufi on this picture of Bask and like a cop hat on Bask?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I took it a step further and I put a police badge on the back of his iPhone.
That was hilarious.
He did do that. It's true. I saw it.
And then JimJam was like, "Thanks." And they're like, "Who did that for you, JimJam?" She's like, "I'm not giving up my sources."
Stay solid.
Yes. Yes, okay, so I found it, and it was, this is what white people think racial sensitivity training will do to the cops. And it was just like, look at the emotes. like I put it in the chat for y'all.
It did go crazy. Somebody,
19.
but somebody taking that Photoshop and putting the I don't know who it was, but somebody put the kente cloth, like the Nancy Pelosi, what they were all wearing, and put that on it, and like that one got a negative, very strong negative reaction, and I was like, I am glad I did not go that far.
No, that shit was hilarious. Because I told someone to make that one, but I didn't give them, like, I let them just take the entire heat.
Yeah, because they
oh, man,
I don't
reaction. That's
I don't
crazy.
I think
I ignored it.
I think I know who it was, but they absolutely took credit for it, and it's like I never took credit for it. Like, oh, hi guys, I made this. But I guess I have now. But yeah, we're wrapping up here. Thanks, guys, for coming on. JimJam, you gotta go to bed. You got work. Robi, you gotta go. You said you asked people to give you 2.5. It's now 3 hours and 20 minutes.
They're giving me grace. They're gonna definitely bug me when I open the door.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. I love you guys. It was a good time.
I love it, bro. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic.
Thank you, JimJam. Thank you, Robi, for coming on and being incredible sports. Look, this recording went 3 hours, give or take. We did about an hour and some change for the watch along. It was a long watch along itself, but we had a blast. And when I say we, JimJam and Robi had a blast photoshopping The Rock with. with Hulk Hogan's weight belt. It's a lot of fun, so look for that on the Patreon in the coming months. I don't have much to plug other than next week's episode 84. It is myself, it is Diggy, it is Shmagoogle, and we're talking about the electrified cage match from Lockdown 2007. I think I figured out during this that I need to do the entire Lockdown 2007 event as a watch-along, so we'll do that with somebody. I don't know who. I'll find somebody. I'll find some people who are willing to sit down for 2.5, 3 hours and watch a bunch of matches in steel cages, because the entire event is in steel cages, but this one is an electrified steel cage. So that's going to be next week. This week's episode in the books. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube Dork Side of the Ring. You also can find that on TikTok, Dork Side of the Ring, on Twitter at Dorkside Ring, Instagram at Dorkside Ring. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for continuing to follow me. Leave a rating and a review in the podcasting app of your choice, be it Spotify, Apple, or other. I appreciate it. Also, support.grom.tv is a Patreon. Continue to get some good stuff. Continue to support me. Continue to not take wrestling seriously, because wrestling is at its best when wrestling is not seriously taken, or taken serious. No one's taking it serious. Either way, I love you. See you guys Saturday and Sunday for Wrestlemania, nights 1 and night 2 in the Discord, discord.grom.tv. I'll see you guys next week for some more fun here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.